Well, the other day I was perusing Facebook Marketplace and I noticed about 10 minutes away from me, there was a guy who was selling an Hitachi compressor for $30. And I looked up online and it costs, of course, a lot more than that. This is a 6-gallon one. So I thought, I have a small Craftsman 3-gallon compressor that I've owned, God, forever. You know, it's renovated houses. I've used it in here in the shop forever. It's located down here under the bench and it's still running good. One of the reasons I attribute it to having lasted so long is it's a small compressor, but it's one of the rare ones that has oil. So that, you know, as far as wearing and stuff, you keep changing the oil periodically and, you know, they last a long time. And it's really good. If I use it, after about 15 minutes, it will start running again. So it is leaking minutely someplace, but nothing for me to write home about. So I'm not going to be taking it apart or anything. I might refurbish it someday, but boy, I put a lot of miles on it. This one, according to the guy, he built a house with it. And we plugged it in his house before I gave him my $30. It fired up, it held pressure after I turned it off. So, you know, it works. Do I need another compressor? No, except the one I have is getting old. I have an 80-gallon one downstairs, which I definitely need for rotary tools and stuff. But these little ones are great for the finish nailers in the shop and a few other tools. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean it up before I do anything else. This is the updated version of the same spec compressor. Notice the price, $249. I think the one I have originally went for about $190. And this one that I found discontinued at Walmart seems to be very similar to the one I have and maybe the last model like it. Its cost was $245. This compressor will deliver 2 cubic feet per minute at 90 psi, which is what I need most of the time. Not as much as my 3-gallon Craftsman, which is 2.7 at 90 psi, but it will be just fine for whatever I want to use it for. The water drain valve underneath it seems to be in good shape and holds pressure. And when I opened it, there was no water in the tank, which is good news. Okay, I'm not looking to restore this, just to refurbish it. And what we've got here is we've got the motor, fan-cooled motor right here. It looks to be in pretty good shape. It turns good. I've already run it. And then there's a belt that goes to the compressors right over here. And then there's a cam that turns here that runs a piston that goes into the compressor back here. This also has a cooling fan on it. It's kind of neatly made, I think. We've got the compressor pressure and then the out feed pressure. And there's a pin right there, and I don't know what that is. It only goes up to, it says 4. Because what I'm looking for is, 90 pounds of pressure, even though it will do 140. So I don't know what this is all about. Not quite sure. Well, after some research, the reading on the air compressor that's in single-digit numbers is in bars. And it would appear that 6.2 bars is equal to about 90 pounds of pressure, which is what I normally run my air tools on, my nail guns. So So what I've done is I've managed to order a new gauge that is in pounds per square inch, which is I am much more used to, for one of the gauges. And I did have one in a drawer that I had from some other thing that I did, and I saved like a pack rat, and I'll be able to use it. So I'll be replacing both of them. We have the pressure relief valve here, which you can relieve manually, or it will release itself if it goes over pressure. The off and on pressure switch is right here. And I have two air connectors, one here and one there. Now, I took this one off because this one leaks. There's no inner pin for that, so that when you take the hose out, it just, leaks air. Now, I've got one, but it is female and not male, and this is 1/2 inch. So I'm going to have to either order one of these or get a plug to plug this up, because I really only need one connection. And this one seems to be fine. Yep, I've ordered these too. It would appear they come cheaper by the dozen, so I'll have a bunch. Seems to be holding air good. And of course we have the regulator right here too, which turns a little bit hard. I had to use pliers. I can use my fingers, I guess. We have a clean out valve right here. There was no water in the compressor. When I fired it up, I tried it. So it looks to be pretty good. These bearings are sealed and they seem to be running very smoothly. So I'm not worried about that. I think for 30 bucks, I might have done pretty good. I can put a little work into it. And I was thinking of maybe spray painting it, but I'd have to tape up a whole bunch of stuff, and it's not rusting badly. And like I said, I'm not looking to refurbish it. I'm just looking to clean it up so I can use it. Well, I have the new and the old valves. The valve came with some Teflon tape, so I won't have to dig it out. Not quite sure about the quality of the tape though. That's all right, I'll put multiple layers on it. Now, this new gauge is a little bit bigger, so I don't know if it has to go through the cowling or not. If it does, I may have to take the cowling and cut it out a little bit. This one's a lot lower than that one, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. I also have this 5-piece set of the correct configuration of connector. So there's already something on there, but I'm still going to put some Teflon tape, because my experience is that these pre-rubberized fittings don't always provide a good airtight connection. So a little Teflon tape won't hurt. Before putting the first half of this cowling on, I took the Dremel and I enlarged the hole for the larger gauge slightly so it would fit. Well, so far so good. the tank pressure seems to stop at just shy of 130. And I was able to use the knob down here to adjust this to that 90 that I usually like. This is my old valve and this is the new one. So it's right on 90. And I hear no leaks. And I've been leaving this for about 5 minutes and the needle doesn't go down for the pressure gauge. So it's holding air, which means the piston bearing the ring must not be that worn, because if it was worn, it would be seeping some air. So this guy built his house with this, but for a compressor, building one house isn't a huge deal. So this compressor might not have a ton of mileage on it. This little generator is now ready for service. It has 2 new gauges, well, one brand new one and one older one that actually reads in pounds per square inch. It has one new connector because the other one was good. As a matter of fact, I like the old one because it's one of those snap-ins that goes in by itself. You don't have to pull the sleeve back to get it to enter, so I'm going to leave it. The control knob will let me regulate it at whatever pressure I want. I keep it at 90. This seems to generate up to about 130 pounds of pressure before it stops. That's good. The drain valve works good. The thing seems to run good. And then when I just leave it and watch the needle, it does not drop, even after about a half an hour. If I plug this old air pressure cord into it, and I don't know if it's the fittings on here or if it's the this blowgun or whatever it is, but it does drop slightly. You can see it go down very like watching the hands of a clock. So that's okay while I'm using it. I don't mind that. It might, like my other generator, it might start every 15 or 20 minutes when it drops a little bit, and that's okay. But if I don't plug anything into it, it holds pressure. So the generator itself is doing really good. Now, what I have done is taken these rubber feet off the bottom. There are 3 of them because I have plans for the future for this. I am going to build a little cart for it because I have all the air I need up here in the shop. I have my small Craftsman. I have my 80-gallon big guy that I use for my rotary tools, sander and stuff. But those need a lot of air, and I have it plumbed up here. And of course, it keeps the noise downstairs. But this one I'm going to designate to a cart. I'm going to put it down in the garage. It's kind of a hose on it. It's going to have everything it needs to check the air on the tires, or to use it outside with a nail gun outside if I want to, so I don't have to haul everything outdoors. And it's going to be a nice little generator that I probably wouldn't have purchased unless one of my other ones died on me for $199 or $250. But for $30 plus maximum of $15 in parts, so let's say $45, considering that it's in good shape and it's working good, this is going to be great. Now, the cart that I'm building is going to be unusual. There's going to be almost no parts to it. It's going to be sturdy. It's going to be convenient, easy to walk with, on wheels, but it's going to have a handful of parts that you could hold in your hand like this. It's going to be made of metal, and that'll be in my next video. So if you're interested in seeing this mobilized, tune in, and thanks for watching.